Well, it is an absolute honor and privilege to kick off Momentum 2026. It is amazing to be personally coached, mentored by Dennis and Danielle Nafty, Vinny and Dana Pappalardo, and to help them achieve their vision. And I am one half, more like 3/5, but we'll just say one half of Joe and my beautiful bride, Danielle Marin.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. We're so excited, so honored to be up here, like Joe said. Happy New Year to everybody. We know 2026 is just going to be a kick butt year for everybody. The biggest year up to this point, right? And we want to take you on a little journey with us over these next couple of minutes here.
Buckle up.
I felt like you wanted to say something.
I did.
We want you guys to envision yourselves as a pilot on a plane getting ready to take off, right? And you can't just get in the plane, right, and just launch yourself right into the air. There's a couple of things that you need to check, right? A couple of systems really that you need to check beforehand.
Yeah, because I mean, and look, I like crowd participation. Do you think a captain, a pilot just hops into a plane and then just says, all systems go, we're ready to go? Do you think they have like a routine? Do you think they have some sort of checks and balances in a system to make sure that not only are they prepared, but everyone else behind them is just as prepared? Because a plane, now you can think of a plane, now me, I'm like a Maverick, I'm like a Top Gun kind of guy, so I think of like a stealth fighter jet. You know, and you're getting in there and you're built for speed, power, endurance, enduring the most craziest of situations and circumstances. But unless all your engines, all the lights, all the navigation, everything, all your computers are checked green, if they're flashing red, not only can it cause you to taxi, not only can it cause you to stall, but it can cause catastrophic failure. And that's how you have to mentally prepare when you look, jumping into a new year. I love that this is January 2nd because I'm jumping into my B-52 stealth bomber. And I'm ready. I just saw one of those fly over in one of the games. I'm like, yes. You know, and if you got any questions, my disclosure, I'm Joe Marin. I am not Dan Ryan. Any real questions about what it takes, talk to him. So he'll fact check me later. But man, if you're not prepared, if all systems are not ready green, not ready to go, and there's still something flashing red, well, something's wrong. And we need to address that. So the first thing you need to check is, hey, is my navigation ready to go? AKA, is my communication with the air traffic control, with the people that can see beyond, that can plan my landing, my takeoff, and the course of direction I'm going, am I lockstep in communication with them? Here's a really good analogy. Look at air traffic control as your upline, because they have already flown the flight you're looking to go. They can see all the turbulence that'll make your heart drop into your stomach and then back out of your mouth. They know the flight, they know the road that you're looking to go down. But if you're not in communication with them, if you're not accountable to that, you're not only endangering yourself, you're endangering the lives of others. So you're not only endangering your future, but the lives of the other people's futures that you could have impacted, that you could have brought with you. So you need to understand, first and foremost, is my navigation system set to what air traffic control has already pre-planned for me? Or am I gonna just wing it, hope I end up in New York and then wake up in Guam?
Nobody wants to end up there, right? So
it's a nice place, but I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. But the next thing, right, is going to be your wing check, right? And your wing check, you can really think of as your work check, right? And really to build this business, there's two sides of it. You're going to be creating volume and you're going to be building a network, right? And with creating volume, you could do that personally, right? Of course, and you're going to have your own personal standards, whatever you set, right, with your upline, based off your budget. And then you're going to be able to develop customers, right? And that's so fun because you get to share your products. You get to market your products, right? You know, we love that, right? You going to say something?
Yeah, and you got to look at it just like when you look at a flight.
You keep cutting me off.
You know what?
It's
just
okay. It's
this
okay.
wing analogy just got.
I know, you're just winging it.
I'm winging it.
know?
I'm winging it. But when you look at the wings of a jet, when you look at the wings of any plane, if one wing is off, and they're not symmetrical, if they're not moving to the same rate, if they're not operating in codependent if they're operating independent of one another, again, you're not going to end up down the course you want to go. So when you look at building this business and you look at the two different things the way we've seen that you grow is you got to develop customers, you got to develop volume. You don't have to do anything, actually. This is what we recommend.
Right.
I mean, that's
What
just the
we've
fact
seen
of
has
it.
worked best, right?
Yeah. You want to create volume personally, as well as sharing some products and developing customers, because we have the best products, in my opinion, as well as then building a network, building a sales team, and building an organization of people to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it's really a skill set, right? It's a really fun skill set to learn. And if you think of any business, right, you're going to go out there, you're going to meet people, and it's the same thing here. Friends, family, right? People that maybe you don't know. Think of how you got, into the business, right? You might not have known the person, but it's a really, really fun skill set to build. So you want to make sure, right, both sides are balanced, right? Because we feel in order to hit that max altitude, right, you're going to want to have a very healthy standard for yourself in terms of volume, and then you're going to want to learn how to really grow a very strong business network. And that's going to lead into really fueling your plane. Right? And for us, fueling your plane is like fueling your brain, right? It's all about personal growth for us that helps us to really ignite, right? And jumpstart. Because I think when you coincide the work with the personal growth, that's really when you can take off. So personal growth stuff to us is, hey, we're going to read, right? We're going to dive into reading. We're going to dive into, the different podcasts, right? On the app. We're going to attend the events that we have, right? Isn't this event incredible? Whose first conference is this? That's it. Are you guys excited? Are you alive? Hello! Momentum 2026. We need to wake up, right? If you're going to get this year going, you got to wake up, right? And you got to get it going. You want to launch your plane? You want to launch your business? You need to have some participation, right? For the next couple of speakers that are going to get up here, okay? You don't want to give it to us, that's cool. But you got to give it to them, all right? So you want to fuel your plane, right? With all the personal growth habits, right? But if you're going to do it with not the right fuel, right? If you're not going to put the fuel that you need to put into the plane in order to really ignite it, then you're not going to get lifted off the ground, right? If you're going to fuel your plane or your engine, right, with the wrong fuel, you're going to end up crashing and burning out, okay? And your engine is your attitude. You can do all that stuff, right? You can have a good work ethic. You can develop customers. You can do all that stuff, right? But if you're doing it with a poor attitude, you're probably not gonna launch, right?
And think about it like this: when you're fueling yourself up, when you're fueling up a plane, do you think they just want a quarter of a tank? Do you think they fill it up like more than what they need, just in case like life circumstances happen? Yeah. So same thing when you're fueling yourself up, when you're fueling up your business. Why are you settling for a quarter of a tank mentality when you can go full tank? So what? It's a little more expensive. So what? It's a little bit more time. So what? You read a little more. Gosh forbid you got to grow more and fuel yourself up to endure the challenges and the flight for the road that you say you want to end up at, but yet you don't put enough fuel in the tank to get there. Understand something. When you're fueling your jet, if you're going to be cheap with yourself, what I've come to find is that you're not going to end up where you want to go. And your engine, you can do, like Danielle was saying, you could do everything great. But if your engine, AKA your attitude, your conviction, and your belief, if it has a kink in it, if it's not ready to go, if it's not fully able to take on the journey you say you want to go down, you're not going to get there, in our opinion, because you can do everything really well. But if your attitude is fighting yourself, that's like saying, hey, I'm going to fly this plane blindfolded. Right. Because that's like saying, hey, you know what? I just don't think this plane will get there. Imagine, who flew in here from a different state? Okay. Imagine tomorrow, Sunday, the next day, whatever day you go home, the captain comes on and says, all right, here we go, flight whatever, going wherever. I really don't know if we're going to get there, I kind of don't think so. Air traffic control says I can do it. They've said they've done this flight for 15 years and they've achieved some substantial results, but I don't know. I just don't believe in myself today. What are you doing?
You better get out of that
I'm
plane.
getting arrested for what I'm about to do in that plane. Like, but then you start to build your business and then you look at people on your team. I don't know. Like, Dennis says I can do it, but all right. Like, come on. What are you doing to yourself? Again, are you trying to put the wrong engine in the wrong vehicle? I don't know about you, but there's certain vehicles, there's certain modes of transportation that are meant to go with certain modes of transportation. So if I take something that's not meant to be airborne and I take that engine and put it in something that's meant to be driven on the ground, I promise you it's not going to end well. So then why is your attitude like that? Why are you building your engine to withstand mediocrity? Why are you building your engine to withstand and die at the first pothole you hit? Or first turbulence, I don't know, pothole in the sky, whatever. Air pocket. There you go. As you can tell, Dan Ryan will autocorrect everything. He's my chat, Dan GBT, so he'll correct Joe Marin. But you guys, you have the runway set. You have the vehicle, this system, the plane. You're the pilot. We have the co-pilots. We have the coordinates, everything. But yet why do we settle and say, you know what? I don't want to check off all the green lights. A few blinking red lights are cool because I like the color red. I don't understand that. So, can we do something? Tonight, let's commit to turning your flashing red systems to green. Set your navigation systems based off the proper guidance communication from your upline, aka air traffic control. Balance the wings of work ethic of generating volume and building a network. Fuel your tank with personal accountability to the destination you once told your co-captain, your air traffic control, that you wanted to once fly to. Fire up the engine with attitude, boldness, conviction, and belief that, by gosh, no matter what, I am ending up in New York and we will not end up in Guam. Because when every system is aligned and momentum takes over, it's no longer maybe this will happen. It's all systems grow, baby. We love you. Momentum 2026!
For the calendar year 2024, the average income from Amway for all U.S. registered IBOs at the Founders Platinum level and below was $723 before expenses. See www.amway.com/income-disclosure for details and the most up-to-date information. Earnings depend on many factors, including customer base, business experience, effort, dedication, and quality and performance of the downline sales team. While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. In addition, we want to emphasize that success in this business does not come without hard work. This is a copyrighted program of Markerman Productions, affiliated with MarkerNet Incorporated. Duplication of this program is strictly prohibited. For existing IBOs only, not for use with prospects.